all the undead creatures on the ship, and it was sort of revealed that the ship was actually the one that was made from the dryad tree that was cut down. So like that, the reason that tree was cut down was to make this ship. It was the ship that the Dragonlords actually took to go out and encounter the gods with. So it's like, this is the same ship, and apparently, like in this vision, it's now sort of a recurring thing. That's what we're seeing now. So we need to see what else is going on in the vision and get some answers.
Lyra, are you with us?
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll introduce Lyra soon.
And I guess Luma and Asta, I guess what have you, since coming out of that temple, what have you two I guess like has it what have you guys done since? I don't know if there's anything that you have like. Sorry, I feel like I'm playing a bit of catch up, so
I don't think we really did much. We focused entirely on just getting the kids back to their home safely. So we sort of just
and also, since you were there, we didn't want to do a lot, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, we wanted to avoid doing too much without you.
Yeah, pretty much like he says, just discussing, using the horn in a safe location, sort of thing.
I don't. How much would Lume? You didn't talk about what happened with your artifact, did you? With the other characters?
That's right. Sorry. Yes, that is a thing that happened. Though, you know what? I think for the sake of roleplay, and because we do have a new player, it's probably just worth leaving as is. Just that Asta, like she just told Asta quietly, that it can sort of come out a bit more broad again later on, so that she can actually sort of go through it and share what it is and what it means to her.
Sure.
okay. So I guess it's onto I guess the space that we're gonna be able to drink from this horn.
Yeah. Esther, you are the one that is currently attuned to it.
Shoot. Oh yeah, it's been like a day. I was just saying, I'm trying to remember if it had been more than a day since I used it last, but I think it's been like 2. I'd use both. Might as well create the food and drink we can eat after. So I used the horn to make the food for us, and then I guess the wine comes out of it, and then we just put it back in. I don't know how that works.
Yeah. So, it just appears, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's like a jug of wine. I guess we just pour it back into the horn, and we each pass it around like a like a bong.
Yeah, I'll pop up the description so that everybody
just
can
leave
see
the
it.
sign outside. Do not disturb prophecy in progress.
This horn was fashioned from one of the horns of Valmitria. It has 2 command words. One produces delicious food along with water and wine. Wow. In a sufficient quantity to keep 6 medium-sized creatures well fed for a day. If wine is drunk from the horn, it can sometimes, at discretion, induce deep sleep with dreams that will reveal possible futures. Oh. The second command produces a paralyzing mercurial vapor. Once per day, you may use an action to create a cloud. Oh, wow. Okay.
Or
So
body
this thing
high.
is dangerous.
Or body stone.
Yeah. So yeah, you use the words. I don't know. Have you thought of what word activates it?
Oh god, I am not very creative with words.
Okay,
I
that's
guess it'd be just like, feast and freeze or something.
fine. Sure. And pretty much as soon as it comes out of your mouth, that's when the food and wine becomes produced. Um, and I assume do you say anything before drinking from the horn as you all sort of like face each other?
See you on the other side.
Not exactly sure what will happen, but I'm sure if we, we'll have control, we should be able to meet each other. Yeah, I'll take a drink. Pass it.
Lysander will take it from your hand, like, I guess just holding your hand a bit as he takes it. Takes a drink and passes it to Lume, doing the same to her.
She looks at it, sort of frowning. I haven't touched alcohol in 4 years. And she just sort of swallows nervously and then sort of takes a deep sort of mouthful, swallows, and sort of passes it back.
Sure. And pretty much within seconds, you don't feel yourself passing out. Instead, it's pretty much 1 second you're in the room, next second you are standing on the deck of a beautiful galley. So the two of you have already heard this, but I'll repeat it for the sake of the others. And yeah, Aster, it's exactly the same scene. It's as though you're watching, like a replay. You're standing on the deck of a beautiful galley. A bright cerulean sea stretches out before you. You look down at a strange bronze device in your hands. It seems to reflect the constellations of the night sky, even though the sign shines brightly overhead. The oarsmen pull the ship through the water faster than you thought possible. You look down at the men on the benches. They meet your gaze with dead eyes and skeletal faces. Dozens of living corpses. And if you looked around, you would see your companions with you. Mera is not there. But there is a fourth. Someone you haven't seen yet. I guess, Sarah, do you mind describing Lyra? Physical description.
Well, she's only about 5 foot, but so pretty much almost looks human, save for her claw-like feet, bird-like legs, basically from like the kneecap downwards. And she also has wings on her back, which stretch for about 6 feet, I think.
Nice. Wait, the legs are 6
What?
feet.
No, my wings one. No,
God.
no.
My God.
What is that? It's a bee skillet.
Don't you fucking kill me yet, you malakas.
I mean, if you saw a bird with 6 full tall feet, Jesus.
No,
The rest
well,
of the body's the same. It's just 6 foot long legs.
Yeah. Yeah. No, my height is 5 foot, but my wingspan when my wings are outstretched is 6 feet.
Wow.
And probably. Sorry, you were.
That's according to the what do you call it? The guide.
Yeah. And probably you all make contact with Lyra. Well, you wouldn't know it's Lyra. And then you're all startled awake. It would seem, you all find yourselves prone in that same room where you drank from the horn. And it is morning.
How are you? You okay?
Yeah. You saw that too. Yeah, that wasn't just me.
You'll have to define that. Maybe we
The
saw
boat-
different things.
The skeletons, that all of us were there. Like that wasn't like a dream. That was like we were all there, and that bird.
Never seen that before.
I don't remember the bird last time. That definitely would have stood out to me. And it's strange, even though it seemed like we were there only moments, it appears like hours have passed. That is very unnerving.
Do we do it again? Like
Let's do that again.
how do we? Well,
Kira?
I don't think I learned anything. Like what does it mean?
Kira, did anything happen? Do we?
So Kira will ask. Oh, she probably already knows what the first time what Aster described. And she would probably just say, hang on, let me make sure. I might be revealing too much if I don't check.
We almost got him.
She knows all the things. She's like a mobile library.
She would probably confirm, sort of, I guess what you might have figured out from the first time that Aster described it, which is that was most definitely the ghost ship, the Ultros, that the Dragonlords constructed 5 centuries ago. That's what you saw.
Why would we see such a thing? I don't understand. Didn't the stories tell of some wizard returning with the boats and delivering relics before vanishing without a word? We know those stories, right? They're like ancient myths, or like ancient legends and stuff for the Sicilian continent.
Yeah. She would say, well, supposedly it is a prophecy. So perhaps it is simply showing the next step. We must find the Ultras.
We're really not comfortable around the living dead. That seems counter to what we're trying to achieve.
Wait, the boat was always driven by skeletons?
Yes.
I'm just gonna Lice is gonna like have his hands like across his eyes and just like it's almost like he's like trying to look into his hands and just he's getting to a point where things are not connecting very well, like between leaving the temple, drinking, like learning of like seeing this kind of shared vision seeing a fourth person not like like losing a friend, and the little dragon, pseudo dragon, will kind of slowly crawl like up his armor and just like pull at his hands, almost like a animal that like wants to be pet.
It's gonna give Asta like this worried looking, like move and like sit down beside you on the bed and just like lay like a tentative hand sort of on your shoulder. Are you alright?
Guess I've got to be.
We do not have to be okay. That is very far from the truth. We are all human. Well, sorry, that's not the right terminology in this setting. We are only mortals. We are allowed to have fears and terrors and flaws. It's okay to feel.
I just don't know the direction I meant to go. I thought I didn't want to go to that temple. We went to the temple. I died. I didn't die. This thing is always here. I
You're right. You're right. It's a bit much, isn't it? For what it's worth, I'm glad you're not dead.
Yeah, me too. Do we have to see this through? Like, this is I don't feel like a hero.
No, nor do I. We have, there were children that were lost. I think. I think we are far from perfect, and I think it is our mistakes that remind us that we are, despite, and she looks at Kira, despite whatever prophecies and glorious notions there are still very real consequences for our actions, for our choices. And we should weigh and measure everything that we do very carefully. As to seeing it through, I don't know, but if my gut feeling is right, if we don't, then everyone on this continent is going to be put in peril because of it. This peace, this period of no conflict is coming to an end, and I suspect that if Kira and his prophecies is right, we're supposed to be the shield between what will come towards this continent, these lands, these people. But with that being said, the shield never really looks very good after it's had the shit kicked out of it.
Yeah.
We will not escape this without scars. As it stands, we already do not know where Mayor is. It seems like the spirit of Robin looking up names. FYI, Sarah, I am exceptionally bad with names, so I will mess things up semi-regularly. The spirit of Lutheria snatched you and her away, left you behind, 3 maids, but I don't know what happened to her. I couldn't find her.
But if I made it, she would have made it.
That was my theory and hope too, but I spent hours searching. I used magics to attempt to pinpoint any of her belongings, the things that I know she would have on her, and none of my searches, physical or magical, yielded anything.
Lice is gonna as soon as you mention Mary's name, like he'll have he won't be sobbing, but water will be coming out of his eyes. No, she 100%. She would have made it, and she's probably gone. Even if she's lost from us, she's gone to talk with that lich or get the weapons. Like she's still part of this. She's still she's got to be. Letheria is. She would never let Letheria win.
I hope you're right.
At that moment, you probably hear some music coming from outside. And like children are sort of like singing and laughing along.
Yeah, it sounds like they're celebrating the return of their children. Come, enough of this morbid talk. Let us see the sun and get a good fresh start to a day, yeah? Come on. It's not good to be dwelling in here. She's going to try and pull Lysander up by his elbow, like sort of lift him up.
Yeah, Lysander will take it and go. Though staying quiet, still crying.
Yeah, we'll sort of head outside to enjoy the celebration of the children's return.
Sure. You doing anything before going out, Esther?
Yeah, he sort of would just be like watching the other two. Yeah, just sort of thinking to himself, and he'll like follow them like a minute or two later.
Okay. As soon as you open the door, you see someone that you probably just you recognize from the vision. They're playing playing an instrument amongst the children is Lyra. What instrument are you playing, Lyra?
A lyre.
Okay. And yeah, you don't have to describe Lyra again. But yeah, you the children are enjoying your performance. And I think Lyra, you would also see 3 people who are definitely not farmers. They're not people of this town. But I think coming into this very small village, you would have been told by the locals that 3 heroes had saved all the teenagers, the children.
Not all.
Not all, but the ones that came back. They're all saved thanks to these three people, and they probably would have pointed at, yeah, they're staying over there, and yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wait, this is my turn to roleplay.
There's no turn order or anything. You just roleplay when you want to roleplay.
Lume is sort of standing in the doorway, like holding Lice, and then is just like stopped and just like is like nudging Lice, like, "Hey, are you seeing this?"
The bird. That's the bird.
Look over her shoulder. Aster, get out here.
Yes, is something wrong?
Look, it's her.
Are you leading the children like towards us or away from us?
Nah, it's kind of a like just like a. I'm just playing in the town center, and they're just dancing around. Occasionally, but they're just dancing at the moment. Here's an idea of the sort of music I'm actually playing at the moment. Oh, so I suppose will I notice these guys just kind of looking in my general direction?
Ogling, staring, pointing.
They're not. They're definitely not trying to hide. I think so. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, we're approaching straight over. Like,
Yeah, not like barging in to interrupt though, like sort of maybe waiting until you finished a song, but pointedly, like
definitely.
standing at the edge of the circle, like staring at you.
So yeah, so like I said, that's the sort of like what I've just uploaded on Discord's kind of the style that I typically play. Occasionally with the vocals being added. And I suppose that'll be the end of my song and dance routine. Well, that was some good entertainment there. Well, sorry, I'm not used to roleplay. Give me a
Okay.
second.
You can do it as what feels most comfortable. So like you can just like say like my character says this, or you can say it as your character. Like you don't have to do it the same as what other people do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
Lice
assuming
is
that
gonna just awkwardly staring, and it's like, "What did you dream about last night?"
So fucking blunt.
I dreamt about you.
Oh my.
oh. Oh, you know, I was dreaming. I was totally dreaming about you. What? I mean, I don't even know you. Oh shit, that was so awkward. No, fuck.
I apologize on behalf of my friend. That did not come out, I think, in the manner intended. I understand this may come across sounding very strange and a bit far-fetched, but the three of us here are working in a way at the behest of the Oracle. And recently we have shared an experience, a vision, if you will, of a great vessel gliding across the waters, and you are on it, along with us. Each of us, we recognize you, though we know you not, and suddenly today here you are. It's quite a coincidence. Um, I'm not quite sure how better to put that into words.
I mean, I've spoken to the Oracle. She's told me about some sort of prophecy, but I don't remember any of you three.
Um, we did drink from some dragon horn thing, which induced this. So, okay, we're starting to sound like crazy drunkards. I
A
apologize.
dragon.
Wait, Asta, where's the cup?
Pulls out this like plastic sippy cup that says dragon horn on it.
Yeah. We're all just crazy.
Oh, that must.
Yeah.
God, what was in that drink? If you're having visions of me, Malaka.
I believe it was wine, but it's magical, so maybe that was a part of it.
You sure it was magical, or did someone throw a bit of extra herbs in that for you?
Oh, the horn creates it, so no.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I can't use the horn now. I have to wait a while.
We can't prove it.
Just hang around for us for 24 hours and we'll show you how this horn works.
Yes. My God, this sounds terrible.
I know.
Oh, God. Kira,
Well,
Kira, can you maybe help shed some light on what is happening and why we may have seen this person? She is a representative of the Oracle. I don't know if perhaps she has been mentioned. It might give some credence to the what probably seems like crazy talk from a bunch of strangers.
Yeah, Kira will step up and she will go to Lyra and say, "Was it only recently that you visit the Oracle?"
well, I just came back down from the mountains, and I ended up in this little village. I thought, oh, may as well play here for a bit of a spell, and next thing you know, I bump into you three randoms.
I see. And she looks
Well,
back
take
to
that four, sorry.
she looks back onto the three of you and back to Lyra. Yes. It seems perhaps the fates have changed. All of our fates have changed. If it is true that you come from the Oracle and you have been given the prophecy, I believe that you are now one of the chosen. One with them. And she's pointing to the other three.
Wait.
Wait, what?
What did the Oracle say specifically? When we talked to her, she told us a whole bunch of stuff about ourselves. Do you remember? Do you remember what she said to you?
Perhaps if I can propose something, if we share the first pieces of the Oracle as we know it, and you finish it, that could lay to rest any suspicion that we do at least know of the Oracle and the prophecy.
I mean, I'm not really. You guys seem like you're ready for combat. I'm just a traveling bard. I don't know what I do. I mean, I am looking for my mom anyway, but.
And I am just a mother seeking my children. I do what I have to do.
Oh. I'm so sorry if they're missing.
It's not your fault. You have nothing to apologize for. The first piece
Where-
of the prophecy starts that you must shape the silver fires of the lost forge in order to craft the tools that you will need.
And then you must claim the mighty weapons wielded against the Titans by the first Dragonlord. Malaka.
You are one of us. God, crap! What is
Nice.
happening?
You maybe want to show her the dragon horn.
I think Asta has.
Oh, that's right. That's it.
Yeah. I thought I did show her.
Ah, sorry.
Yeah.
There's the third piece of the prophecy. That's why we saw you last night. Hence the awkward question.
Okay.
Yes. Never
It
seen
makes
such a
l-
big bird before.
Make up. Wait, am I the bird?
Yes, I did not know they could talk, so this is all very new.
Wait, you're not a bird?
I'm a siren, for God's sake. Oh, for God's sake.
Is a siren like one of the races of this
Yeah.
like place den?
Yes.
Is it well known?
Yes. Siren is like a
Okay.
harpy, I believe.
Yeah, I'm basically a harpy.
But less gore and flesh ripping and
Yes, yeah. It's not like evil harpy thing. It's like this is just like a way that bodies form, you know?
Yes, and obviously, yes, we do sing. Yes, we happen to sing by the coast, and some drunken sailor thinks, "Oh, hey, there's a pretty lady over there. I'm gonna turn the ship right over there," and then smack into the rocks they go. And we're just
Wait.
we don't do
You've-
anything.
who drives a ship into a rock just to listen to a song? That's just dumb.
Yeah. Yet for some reason we somehow get the blame for it.
Well, that's not very fair.
No, it's not really.
Damn it! I changed my accent.
Hold on a minute.
All right, back into the right character. So that's not very fair at all.
Nah, definitely isn't.
So you are
Ah.
one of us. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well. Welcome. Welcome.
Thank you.
What he means is, I think the intent of the prophet is that you join us on our travels to fulfill this prophecy. I'm not sure where your feet were carrying you, but we head next to Praxis. Was that right? Fuck. Where is it? Where were we going next? Is that right? Is it?
I mean, what are you
No, it's
referring
the
to?
city Astoria. That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I said Astoria. I didn't say Praxis.
Oh, I was heading up that way anyway. So
Wonderful.
regardless of not whether I was meant to be in your party, but I suppose I am now. I guess I'll just tag along with you guys. I mean, probably 2 bards are better than 1.
Well, I mean, if there's any assistance at all that you can yield towards our efforts of reaching our goals, that would be of great benefit. Because, well, no offense, Kira, you are lovely, and I applaud your record keeping, but you are thoroughly useless when it comes to helping keep anyone alive.
She looks at you and says, "Oh, if only you knew." But she doesn't say anything after that.
I know you're probably forbidden or something. I don't know. But Kira is unable to raise a hand in defense of herself or others. So
Yeah.
it falls on us to bear that burden.
Yeah, and I guess it probably wouldn't hurt to tell you that I've dabbled in a little bit of magic. I mean,
Wonderful. I'm a healer, a cleric by practice. But Aster here is perhaps similarly to you, heavily magically inclined. Lysander and I are more focused on keeping everyone alive. But
That's
Yes. Were your gifts also granted to you by your mother?
mm, my sorry, out of character. What do you mean by gifts?
Magical gifts.
You
Yeah.
mean like related to my background?
No, like, but because he doesn't know what a bard is, like, is
it's
your
an
magic?
in-character reference. Yeah, because he's
Yeah.
like
Oh.
born magical.
Yeah, exactly. Sorcerer.
Well, I mean, well, some of us sirens do have a little bit of we do know a little bit of magic. We do dabble in a little bit of magic anyway. So part of it was from her, but the rest I kind of picked up when I went to the Bard's College. Took up a school of epic poetry.
Ah,
Haven't really found anything to write about, so maybe this could be my opportunity.
At the mention of the wait, Bard's College. Is that the oh god. What is it called? Ignore me. Ignore me.
So you went to a school to learn to sing and write?
Yeah, well, yeah, well, you can say that. I've learned a little bit of my craft here. I mean, this lyre is very important to me. It was the last thing I had that my mother left me before she kind of disappeared. That's kind of why I'm roaming around, making a few coin on the way, but just trying to find her, I guess.
Your mother disappeared. What do you mean? Like just
Give me one
there's
second.
in terms of like the character engagement, like Loomis is looking like extremely like nervous, intrigued, like far more emotion in her eyes that maybe is shared through her words, like almost like fingers twitching nervously, like yeah, sort of yeah, intense.
I'm just trying to pull up the guide because I'm. No,
Just as an aside, Dennison, with the Bard's College, is the Bard's College called the Academy?
It's separate, although they probably it wouldn't be unheard of in terms of like working together.
Yeah, okay. All right, separate.
Yeah, well, all I know is that. Well, all I remember is that one day she just left me this harp, and next thing you know, heard this really loud sound, and next thing you know, she was being taken away by a green dragon. I mean, I was only
Oh
little.
my!
I couldn't really do anything. Suppose a family of soldiers adopted me, and they kind of raised me a little. They raised me before they sent me off to the They sent me off to the college. So I know a little bit of how to defend myself at close range, but probably not the best at it.
When you mention dragon, Lysander's gonna hold up his like right arm, and you'll see that like under his right arm, attaching itself with its tiny little claws to his chainmail, you'll see like a very small, like it's like the size of just a small cat, but it's a bronzy it's like it's a very small dragon. Being like, oh wait, you've seen dragons too?
Yeah, well, I mean, this is only the second time I've ever seen a dragon, but that's definitely not the Malacca that took my mum that night.
You have seen more dragons than all of us combined. Wow.
So yeah. So yeah, now I'm just trying to find out at the moment. And
Th-
probably get rid of this and like I said, get rid of this dragon. I mean, I don't quite know what it is. I just know it's very green. I'm hoping I can find some clues about everything in Astoria.
The king did only very recently find a way to bring dragons back.
Maybe that has something to tie into it.
Maybe we could maybe find more answers at Mitros. Though I'm not sure how much the king shares on what he knows of dragons and what he did to bring them back and why.
Hmm.
Well, and Lumia's like visibly sort of relaxed at the explanation, like she was fearing a different answer.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry, I blacked out for a second.
No, that's all right.
So can you just give me a bit of a rundown of what you quickly said there? I just blacked out for a bit.
Shit, I can't remember what I said. She suggested that the king of Mithras only recently brought back dragons, and that maybe we could get some more answers for you in Mithras, but she's not sure how much the king would have revealed about the dragons, why he brought them back, all that sort of stuff.
And then the next thing that you said was that Lume relaxed after like hearing the explanation. Lume relaxed, almost like she was fearing a different response, I think was the exact words.
Yes.
Well, like I said, I'm not really too much of a fighter, but I know how to defend myself. But I don't know. I suppose there's nothing. Oh, wait. I don't know. I don't know how to respond to that. I physically don't know how to respond to that.
It's okay. I'm talking about like how you can defend yourself. Lysander will kind of perk up and be like, have you haven't been attacked. No one's come after you. You haven't been like nothing's tried to kill you in the past, I don't know, month besides the dragon, yeah?
Well, I mean, the only problem I've ever had was kind of the occasional drunkard who wouldn't leave me alone.
Right. Kind of bad news. You might want to learn how to defend yourself competently if you're gonna travel with us. Lysander's kind of just gonna look off a little bit gloomy and be like, it's fine. We'll protect you if you need, but like if there's ever a time to learn, it's now.
Yeah, sure. Well, I suppose I suppose I can. I suppose if you want to take me under your wing, I mean, no pun intended towards myself.
We would be happy to try to assist you. I can teach you not much about wielding weapons. That is definitely Lysander's area of expertise. But wound care and the like, I can certainly try to help educate you on.
Yeah. I very much appreciate that.
She smiles. Have you had breakfast?
I mean, kind of had some dry goat on the way here, but that's kind of it. Not really that rich.
I was about to put on a pot of tea. Do you like tea?
Oh, sure thing. Thank you.
Wonderful.
My, I don't know, my wings kind of do like a little happy, flappy thing.
The little ruffle.
Oh, Denny.
I know, right? My heart.
The donkey.
Oh yeah, where's
Uh,
the donkey?
It was.
It was following on at a
may-
distance of 100 feet this whole time. Everything's great.
Yeah. Do we
The donkey
still
loves
have
me.
that?
Jeez. Do you want it? Like, do you need it?
If the option is there, yes, because it's Lice is gonna pour his heart and soul into this poor thing.
Okay. Pedro is yeah. You probably have Pedro with you this whole time.
Pedro, that's right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. I guess if we're making tea and setting things up, Lice will probably like tie him up to there's probably like a post around.
Yeah, definitely.
Start removing some of his armor and just stretching and kind of like trying to relax a little whilst this small little pseudo dragon continues to crawl across the armor, not across Lysander, because it's shiny and makes clinky noises like scales, but like, it's just also just enjoyable and it plays with the armor a lot.
Yeah. Also, while the tea is being prepared, Kira is gonna invade Lyra's personal space. She seems to be really intrigued, like looking very closely at Lyra's face. And she's like mumbling, "That is very... Huh.
Can I help you?
Oh, sorry. No, you look like someone. Excuse me. It is nice to meet the fellow bard."
Likewise. Likewise, I'm Lyra, by the way. Don't think I've formally introduced myself.
Yes, of course. I am Kira. She goes to shake hands.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Shake hands back and yeah.
She says, "Don't worry. Now that you are here, I will write you straight into the epic that I am creating about the Chosen, which includes you."
Maybe it'd be great to talk to a bard along the road. Maybe if you can help me find some inspiration for the epic that I'm trying to write. I just don't know where to start.
Uh-oh, competing artists.
She smiles and she says, "Well, if I am sure you will get a lot of inspiration with this party. In fact, I encourage you to write an epic about us in the same way that I am doing, as I think, in my opinion, competition will only make our stories even more exciting, even more well crafted."
Well, you do have a bit of a point there. Well, I better. I'm pretty sure the tea's almost ready, so we better get over towards Lume.
Yes, of course. And then she does a double take. Like she looks away, and then she looks back at your face, and she's like really analyzing you. Goes, right, yes. Excuse me.
Lysa's been relaxing on the ground and just looks over to Kira and is like, can you like be a little bit more normal?
Be less creepy.
Oh, no, I I was just, it's strange. You're traveling on the road, and I guess maybe it's chance, but someone just looks exactly like another that you've met in the past. That's what I was yeah.
I don't see it. What's the resemblance? Like what? I don't. And Lysa starts like looking at her and like trying to like comparing her face to Lume and like looking over to Asta and being like, I don't see it.
Oh, no. No one here. Just someone that I know very well.
Could you have met Lyra's mother?
Oh, what was your mother's name?
Fuck, give me a second.
That's okay. If you don't have a name, it's fine.
I totally have not given my mother an actual name.
Yeah. Well,
Mum. Her name is Mum.
yeah. You say the name, and she says, "No.
I'm Helena.
It wouldn't be your mother anyway. No, that's not who I'm thinking of. Let's not worry about it. Let's have some tea."
Kira, we just met her. Can you try not to freak her out? We started this on a bad foot with the whole "what were you dreaming of?" Now you're making it worse. Come on. We're settling things down with breakfast.
Yes. Let's ignore it. Ignore what I have been doing for the last 5 minutes. I assure you, it's I won't be like this in the future.
No offense, but
smirking.
Yeah, no offense, but half the time, like, you don't do anything, so we do ignore you.
She goes. She'll just continue writing in her book.
She is the watcher, the record keeper. Here, she turns around with a small cup, and she has just like a small little ceramic cup, and she's got like this bag that she's sort of opened up. There's like a lot of sort of strewn like sort of cloths and things, and she's got all sorts of like tiny little bags that all have like these little like ceramic tag labels on them for like the different teas and stuff that she's got. And yeah, there's just like little. Think of it more like the Asian themed cups. Like they don't have the handles; they're like just small little, like, almost like little bowl cups. Sort of holds out the first one up towards Lyra, and then sort of just shares some cups around with everyone.
Oh, thank you.
Very welcome. In terms of physical description, because I think you've given yours, but we haven't done ours just because we're used to each other. But for myself, for Lume, she looks pretty much just human female, except for very, very silver hair, long and just sort of bound back behind her head. But that's sort of on her head, whereas the eyebrows and eyelashes are all sort of more black. The eyes, however, are the one distinguishing feature that I'll say that suggests not human. So still black pupils, but the iris is all just this starry, milky sort of galaxy of just light purple light. It's just like dots of stars and things, and it actually, I believe, is almost like a mirror image of Asta's skin. Like Asta looks kind of like the night sky, and yeah, it's just sort of reflected in her eyes, and she's got this symbol on her forehead. That it takes up most of her forehead. It's this is sort of like a crescent moon, sort of cupping a sphere, and it resembles, I believe, a symbol on Asta's chest very closely, not identically, but very close. Similar representation of a symbol that's on Asta's body.
Mm.
Um, before we continue, why don't we take a 10-minute break? Let me get some water.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, easy.
Be right back. I'm back. Yeah, just go by him. Yeah. All right. Should we continue? Okay. So you have your tea. I assume you're only doing like a short rest sort of thing. Okay.
Like as if each one is like deeply sentimentally important to her. Like her thumb will rub across like the ceramic tags and stuff before she carefully stows each bag away.
I guess it's like important for the characters because it's like they've just met this random person, had a really weird interaction. So I assume that we like, the characters chat for, at least a decent amount of time, just like so that they develop some sort of like bond, connection, trust.
Yeah. How much do you reveal to your new companion and vice versa? How much does Lyra reveal?
I guess Lysander, like, we're in the middle of chatting and Lysander's just like Lysander's developed this habit with the pseudo dragon where he like it scrambles to his hand and then he has his arm like up behind him and he swings it and throws it directly up into the air and it launches into the air and then falls back down and like lands on him at the last second. And it's just like constantly crawls, like a little game that he plays. And I guess like he'll probably like word vomit a little, be like, look, like we should find you a weapon that you feel comfortable with. If you are going to travel with us, I'm kind of really terribly, innumerably like cursed in a potentially bunch of ways, and I don't really get it, but yeah, a lot of things try to kill all of us because of me. So like, apologies in advance. I'll do my best. Sorry. Yeah. Lysander is very self-conscious of the fact that like potentially have lost a party member and it's all his fault. So it's definitely a lot of nervous energy coming out of him in meeting a new person who's going to travel with the group.
Try not to get this one killed.
Just
Don't say that.
When they pack up, she will actually sort of mention, well, we're actually in a, as far as I can tell, a safe place now that we're away from everything. I want to do something that is potentially a little dangerous for the same reasons I explained to you yesterday, Esther, about the horn. There was that book that we found. I want to identify it, but that means I would need to touch it. So I would like you to please be there and to take me away from it if something happens. I don't know what will happen, but that book freaks me out, but I want to at least know what we are holding around.
I'll try my best to. I don't know if I have any magic that could help per se, but I'll definitely be here if something goes wrong. I mean, would you like me to at least have a general look at it first, if you believe it's magical in some nature?
No, oh, well, she has cast detect magic a few times since they've had it, so I suppose Red Connie sort of hand wave. Den, did we ever notice any sort of magical glow coming from that tome that was bound in human skin?
No, yeah. So no glow coming from it. So at least right now, no magic emanating from it.
It didn't seem to be magic, but I thought it couldn't hurt at least to try to identify. I don't know if it give me anything at all. Probably not, but maybe when we're in the city or even safer place, we could try to find I don't know, a religious expert, maybe someone who might be knowledgeable about such things and get some professional assistance figuring out what it is and what it's for.
Could I potentially roll to see if I would know someone who might, like, maybe whether it's in the town that we're heading to, or that potentially like I've encountered, or any sort of knowledge that I might have from growing up around the temple, like about a link to the book?
Yeah, so if you've ever heard of a book made of human skin before, that sort of thing.
Yeah, or like, have I ever heard of a specific type of religion or cult or like person, at least like some sort of lead? I guess, would it be religion?
Religion. It's probably history.
Oh well, I know Jack. I know Jack shit, but I mean, Lice will attempt to. In the middle of this conversation, yeah, Lice is very unknowledgeable. Has never doesn't know what human skin is.
Books, huh? Pages? What are they?
Yeah, nothing comes to mind. At least for now. I'm trying to link what this could be and who might know about it.
I haven't read many of these books, but I mean, I could at least. I mean, are you afraid it is cursed like you suspected the items to be?
Yes, that is the fear, that there is some sort of hidden effect on it. Something wrapped in human skin I can only attribute to used for absolute evil, so it could just be a matter of maybe it would not affect someone that was so inclined to such acts, but it may respond violently to, well, someone like myself who is not.
Well, you know me, I'm not really one or the other, so to speak, but I mean, I have my mother's blessing. I mean, if anyone could try it without fear of anything happening, surely I could do it.
Yeah, I suppose.
Right? Yeah, if she allows it, I'll like look. What is it? Is it no? Is it skimming a book? Is that the word I'm thinking of?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll skim it. You know, not read every page, but kind of just skim the book, see if I can get like a general idea of what it's actually about. I mean, it could just be recipes for all we know, like how to cook children.
Oh dear. Oh no.
Can
so
you?
she up like turn the sack inside out, still not making physical contact with it.
Okay.
Just
This is
somebody
probably
get-
back inside the the room that we were using, like not in
Yeah.
public view.
Kind of wish I
Some-
had mage hand, but I don't, so I'm just using actual hands.
maybe get a stick and just flick it open
Yeah,
using
just
a
use a dagger or something.
He's not that paranoid with it because he seems like if it's cursed, it has to be attuned to as well. So he'll just flick through it like a normal book.
Yeah. Do you? What languages do you speak?
Check. Celestial and Solvin. That
Nice.
one. I can't pronounce it.
Yeah, Sylvan. You would understand most of the book, as most of it is written in Sylvan, and it it's what you mentioned. It's sort of like intricate details on the ritual that Demetria was using to transform humans into maenads. And you would see at the beginning, it is specifically written for her by Lutheria, the Titan.
Jeez.
Yes, it appears to be rather detailed instructions from Leferia to my auntie about how to make those myad creatures that we fought, unfortunately.
Oh dear. Maybe we should
does
burn it.
Does it say how to help them?
Did we kill the myads?
They
there
ran.
were like 4 left, I think.
Yeah. Did
Yeah,
they die or did they just run off with the Gorgon?
they ran away.
Uh,
And there's
yeah.
nothing in the book that tells you how to reverse it.
If there is a way, it's doubtful that she would put that in the book, as it would be kind of counterproductive. I don't know if we. I'm wondering if as well if we burn it, like, would that help? Like, if a holy man or a priest or something, if they were to look at this, would they be able to discern more? You think?
I probably not.
Like a way to
If it
cure?
was,
I don't know.
if it was written by Lutheria, I don't think it would be designed to be a reversible change. And I, for one, would feel infinitely more comfortable if we destroyed this record of knowledge, so that there is no accident of anyone else coming across it and attempting the same.
Yes, well, if we weren't going to destroy it, I would have at least, suggested keeping it on us at the very least. But perhaps not him. I don't know if it's a good idea to destroy such a thing in a village. Perhaps once we're on the road, I could destroy it with magical fire. Perhaps that would do the trick.
Yeah, that sounds much better.
Right. Well, I could carry it if you want to until then. If you're uncomfortable still holding it, it doesn't appear to do anything to me.
Thank you very much. It creeps me out carrying that thing around.
Yes. Well,
I did
I
not
suppose
trust to leave it on Pedro, so thank you.
yes. Well, do you want to say it's? I've only seen a handful of books, and well, I suppose. Well, it's weird. I think like most books are bound in leather. It's like, did they bind it because there were no animals nearby, or is this, just literally somebody they grabbed and we need skin for this book? I don't know. It's just thinking weird in my head.
I think that pretty much wraps most things that, like, most ends that at least we could deal with for now. Did you three want to make our way to or start traveling to Asteria?
Yes, it seems like our new friend was playing there anyway. Perhaps another fate that Mother is laying for us.
Okay. So will you walk, or you could probably travel by river? We'll probably double your speed actually if you travel by river.
Just
But you,
swim upriver. Doubles your speed somehow. I mean, like, is there? What is it like? Is there? Wait, is it going up or down? Because maybe it won't increase our speed.
yeah. I mean, it's
I
D&D
suppose it really
rules.
flow.
stays
Usually
to
rivers
the
flow
water?
towards the ocean, so
Yeah,
it would
so
be
it would be
flowing
upstream.
from Asteria towards the coast. But like, also maybe it's a magic river. Who the fuck knows? You know?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, also the river's a constant path. It might just be a struggle to keep up, but like, there's no blockades or anything.
Yeah, it's
Generally.
D&D rules, so it doesn't matter which way
Yeah.
the river's flowing. It doubles your speed as if you're taking like a rowboat.
Yeah, that's fine. I guess, yeah, we'll raft up the river.
If we travel by foot, though, we do have the opportunity to forage while we travel. So I don't know how much food supplies we have still.
Well, I mean, the horn can provide us with food,
Ah, true.
or I could, before we eat, I'm sure I could find something quickly. It might not be as sustainable as the horn, but it's up to you.
Well, if we can manage to secure a small vessel from the side of the river somewhere. Where is this? Is this town against the river, or is this like further up towards the
Yeah,
mountains?
it's sort of like a small settlement of farms. That they use the banks as it's pretty fertile along the river.
Yeah, we can inquire around, see if we can maybe purchase a small vessel.
We have to be large enough for everyone, including the donkey, but it might be doable.
That damn donkey.
Well, I mean,
Maybe we leave the maybe. I'm sorry for reminding everyone that we had a donkey. I guess the question is is there a boat that could accommodate a donkey, or is there not a boat that could accommodate it? Because if not, we could just potentially.
Yeah, you could get 2 rowboats and tie them together. Put donkey in one.
I thought they put the donkey
Okay.
between it.
It's not gonna attract. I mean,
River sharks.
Yeah, I guess I'm more likely to attract
Sharks.
things that are going to attack us than a donkey, right? I guess that idea is out the window anyway.
Yeah, we're going to be fighting a Hydra either way, so it doesn't matter. It's actually fingers river hydras. I've seen those stat blocks.
Let's go with the boat then. Let's go with the 2
Yeah,
boats together.
I want to fight a Hydra. That's very Greek.
Yeah. And the villagers would be happy to give you their boats. You've saved their children, and they'd be happy to pay you back in any way.
I feel much more comfortable paying at least what the boat costs. I don't want to put any of the people in this town out by taking what is theirs. They have scarce enough that is their own.
The adults don't accept the coins, so Lume just starts slipping the coins to all of the children and being like, see if you can put this in your dad's pocket without him noticing.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. And yeah, you set off along the river, heading towards Astoria. It only takes probably a couple of days to get there. And the city of Astoria is a settlement nestled between the cliffs of a rocky gorge. The north wall of the town is part of a stone fortress and protects the town from many dangers that might come from the steeps. Houses, taverns, and shops of all kinds sprawl down from the fortress, filling much of the gorge. The northern wall is defended by a legion of soldiers, while the southern gates admit a steady stream of travelers and merchant caravans. The road that runs south from the gate is lined with tile-roofed inns. And, the closer you got to Astoria, the more people you see that are traveling by the road. The road is pretty close to the river because of the amount of mountains nearby. And there'd probably be people waving at you, not sort of calling you over, but just friendly people. And they stand out because there's a caravan of them. They all seem to be merchants who are also heading towards Astoria. And from traveling from those farms to here, you saw no domesticated animals. And this is the first time you see the domesticated animals again. Specifically, a herd of bony oxen, which are lumbering them along the dusty road. They seem tired, but they wave, being friendly.
So we're out of the boat now and we're walking?
You're in the boat, but the road is pretty much next to the river. So they're waving at you, yeah.
I should just smile and wave across to them. Good afternoon.
Yeah, one of them speaks up and says, "Hello, are you also heading to Astoria?"
Yes.
I see. And that donkey, are they like these oxen? We're delivering them to the temple and plan to use them as one of the daily sacrifices made to Sidon.
No, no. This is Pedro. This is our Pedro. We love Pedro. He is our companion. Helps carry our goods when we are on foot.
anything happens, we will rage quit this game.
Lysander kind of grabs his hands around Pedro's on his kind of side of him and being like, we would never sacrifice him ever.
I see. Well, you are lucky, or perhaps the hard times have not hit you yet. I don't know if you know, you have heard, but many, most, if not all, of the animals here, they've all been made sacrifices due to the king's desperation. He has been taking cows, oxen, donkeys from the surrounding towns as well, not only here in Astoria, and appeasing them, sacrificing them to Sidon.
And how's that working out for him?
He seems to be growing more desperate. I'm not sure what he plans to do once everything runs out.
Trying the same thing over and over without different results. I think that has a word.
I imagine this might not be something of an experiment for him. Perhaps he might be compelled to do it.
He brought back the dragons, did he not? I do not understand why he does on one hand.
That's a different king.
Yes, that is the king of Mitros.
So
Yes.
Astoria has its own king. A kingdom.
Yes.
This is like they're multiple separate kingdoms.
Yeah, you would say.
Okay, my mistake.
King. What's his name? Sorry, I'm getting the names confused as well.
Oh, is this the one that's ruled by the Dragonlord, this place?
This in Astoria, the king is the god Pythor.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I hope that works out for him, but this is not a sacrifice. This is our traveling companion.
Aww.
Well, in any case, be wary. The roads around Astoria have become quite dangerous. There have been many who have been threatened or attacked by Cyclops. I don't know how do you pronounce the plural of Cyclops? Cyclopes?
It's just Cyclops, yeah.
Okay.
It's just Cyclops.
Okay.
It's like mouse, but it's oh no, sorry, it's like sheep. It's just sheep.
Yes, there are marauding Cyclops and centaurs that make these roads very dangerous.
Perhaps the god of battle should invest more effort into battling his foes rather than sacrificing all of the livestock in his kingdom. But what would I know?
Well, I shan't keep you. May your journey be safe.
And yours also. We are traveling a little faster than you, so hopefully, if there are any threats up ahead, we manage to clear them ahead of you and give you safe passage to the city.
And yeah, he returns to his party.
As we like sort of go out of like earshot, is it just me or is that just really, really stupid? Getting rid of all of the livestock in attempt to appease why? How do they not know the fury of Sidon and Lutheria? They plan to destroy, crush everything here. No amount of sheep or prayer now is going to save them. What foolishness is this? They've had 500 years to pray and devote attentions to these maniacal deities. And now at the end, they try to reverse their offenses. It is far too late for such small things.
Hmm.
She turns a sort of face towards Lyra. Sorry, I understand that religion can be a point of contention. I don't mean to offend you. I'm not sure exactly which way your beliefs guide you.
I'm not exact. I don't know. Me and the gods aren't really. Well, never really had much to do with the gods growing up, but all I know is that the oracle said I'll hopefully most likely find some answers here about a few things about my life.
Fair enough. I myself, I pray to Thylea. She gives me strength when I need it most. Most of the horrors we have encountered most recently are a direct result of Sidon and Lutheria, so it is that which we fight against.
Hmm.
Stay sharp. We do not want to be ambushed by these cyclops.
Yeah, fair enough. Sooner we get in the city, the better.
Yeah, you don't encounter anything dangerous on your way to the city. I guess at some point you have to get off. Because there's like a waterfall that prevents you from going straight into the city, and then you have to go to the
Is there
main
like a
road.
little fishing dock or something that we can sort of dock at?
Yeah. There's like small, like outskirt villages, probably. There's probably not much people living there, and I assume there's like a lot of people that use the river to go up to the city, and you can dock your boats there without any worry. Um, the you eventually approach the city gates from the south, and they stop you at the gates, which for simple housekeeping purposes, they sort of say halt. What are your names and what is the purpose for arriving in Astoria?
I am Lumeosen. I am from Mitros, and we have come to Asteria to seek knowledge and guidance from your libraries, your historians.
He writes it down.
I'm Lysander. I come from, I guess, the Temple of the Oracle, really, but not exactly. I guess I'm here to help with some centaur problems that I've been hearing about.
Mm-hmm. And he writes it down. But when you mention the Oracle, Temple of the Oracle, he pauses. Yes. Lume, Lysander, Oracle, and then he looks up from his paper, and then he quickly calls another guard over, and then he whispers something into the guard's ear, and the guard takes off running. Sorry about
What's
that.
all that about?
Oh, we just had instructions. Am I right in assuming you are the chosen?
That depends. Is this a good thing or a bad thing? She like moving her hands to her shield.
No. We were just told. Should we receive anyone by your descriptions, we should inform the palace.
And are we to be given an armed escort?
No, we should allow you in, but they just wanted notice. In any case,
Can I insight see get a feel on if the intentions here are sort of open and welcome, manipulative?
yeah, you can do an insight.
Can I help with that?
Sure.
Did you want us both to roll, or did you just want I think you're fine. I think I'm not needed here.
Yeah, this guy's just following orders. He doesn't have any, ulterior or even any.
No. Sorry, I mean from the orders that he's given, like the way he's reacting, like are the orders in terms of like bring them to me or allow them in? Is it more of a like a forced? You're coming to go and see these people, or you're welcome in our city? Is it? Yeah, I'm just trying to like get an understanding of the orders.
Yeah,
From his body language.
Yeah, he's a city guard, so and this is like a direct order from the king. I don't know if he's sort of just like following orders. I think that's really all you can get out of it.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
In that case, we have been called chosen ones. I'm not so confident in its meaning or grasping the full context of what that means, but they are the words that have been bandied about.
Yes. Well, you're welcome here. You do not need to worry. I think, but I do need to get the rest of your names.
Well, my name is Lyra. I'm a bard by trade. I just ended up joining these guys.
I see.
Super important, though. Definitely one of the chosen should be made welcome and kept safe. Or shifty eyes.
Looks up, waiting for the next.
My name is S. Lux. I would very much like to potentially talk to your king if we are going there.
Yes. Well, if you feel like you want to go to the palace yourself, you simply have to follow the road into the middle of the city. There'll be more signs. You have to go around this large cliff, and he points at the back. It's a bit hard to. You can't see the palace from here. But yeah, there'll be more guards. You can ask for directions.
Thank you. We going to have any trouble with our friend here, Pedro? I hear the king is attempting to take possession of individuals' livestock.
Yeah, you probably want to keep him with you if you don't want him getting taken away.
Noted. Thank you.
And then Kira will go up and say, I'm Kira. And then she sort of just like walked past.
Oh, you need to know.
And yeah, he'll let you in.
Yeah, just keep Pedro nice and close. Come, Pedro. We will go and shit on people's floors.
And you're walking in. More people are started like. At first, only one person looks at you, and then, it's sort of like a game of I don't know, Chinese whispers. One person starts talking to the other, pointing you out, and then you have like a small following, like I don't know, kids just following you around. It seems maybe the news has spread that the Chosen have arrived. And yeah, eventually, like, even a crowd. Well, no, a crowd wouldn't form. Just people are looking at you. But the streets grow more crowded, just naturally, as you go further into the city proper. You see travelers and citizens mingling, exchanging goods and gossip. Guards line the streets, though they are mostly concentrated towards the gates. Despite their attempts at a stoic facade, you sense that they have a restlessness about them. They're restless about something. And you probably even feel that amongst the normal citizens, not only the guards. By the time you get near the middle of the city, you see a small detachment of hoplites moving towards you from the north, and one man bears an officer's insignia. And he steps forward and respectfully hails your party.
Son of a bitch, armed escort. I fucking knew it. Hello.
Hail. I am on the orders of King Pythor. He would like us to escort the Chosen to the royal palace.
Is that right? And this is one of those non-negotiables, I take it.
Unfortunately, the king's orders cannot be refused. I encourage that you comply, as I am afraid of what will happen to us if we return to the king empty-handed.
I don't want to come across as too hostile or offensive. I imagine our friend Pedro, the donkey here, is probably not welcome on the tiles before His Majesty's feet. He will be kept safe and alive and not taken anywhere. If I return out of this meeting with the king and Pedro is taken or damaged in any way, I will be most frustrated.
We have stables next to the barracks. You may keep their donkey there.
Thank you kindly. Just giving him a side eye. Just grinding her teeth a bit.
Just
She would have liked to have visited the king like under her own steam and not dragged there. So she's a bit. Yeah, it was pretty obvious that she's a bit put out by the forced visitation, so to speak.
I guess like as we're being escorted, Lysander is going to, I don't know, maybe not the head one, but one of them. He's going to like be repeatedly like touching and knocking and like checking their armor and seeing like and like asking the guy questions, being like, is this good? Is this like, if you were like, say someone was trying to stab you, or say you were like surrounded by 6 small goatlings, and they're all trying to stab you. Is this like, do you think this armor is better than mine? Like, do you like, does this, do you sell this in the city?
He will buy. These are custom made for the King's Guard.
Hey, but like, you know, if you know, it's like chosen one. Come on, like I'm. You know, you could like I could like work something out. Like, I'm still gonna pay for it, but
I'm
like
an influencer.
He was like, you might have to ask the king or the commander of the guard. I cannot give you anything.
But you rate it. It's good. It's like it's it's good. It's good armor.
I believe it might just be as sturdy as yours from at first glance, at least.
It's just covered in the guts of goatlings. Are you actually kidding me? Like you think that my armor is just as good as yours, and it's like disgusting, and it constantly has like little claws in it that this little thing lizard and the guard that I'm trying to talk to is just, he is becoming more and more nervous by the second at all of the absolutely absurd situations of like, do you think this armor would stop a sword going through your heart? Do you think this sword would stop the punch of a Gigan? Do you think that if a dragon like clawed at you, would the armor like protect you? Like the whole way there. Really, not in the intention of trying to upset them, but the guards are, I'd assume they would not like this line of questioning or all of these potential death scenarios that Lysander is now paranoid about.
Yeah, well, even if before you started prodding them, you would notice that they all have a sense of nervousness about them. Something's on their minds, probably.
Huh. I guess like as I'm prodding and picking, do I guess like, can I make a roll to like try and determine whether or not like they're glancing at a certain direction, or perhaps they are all looking to their leader a lot, or like, like would that be like insight?
Yeah, you can do it inside. They're sort of like glancing at you, and then like not you as in the party. They constantly glance at the party, glance at the path towards the royal palace. Yeah, that's the main things that they look at.
So, why are you so nervous?
The one in charge with the officer insignia. He'll say, there are many things, many troubles brewing here in Astoria. And
Civil unrest?
I would say the main problem is not the civil unrest, but lies with the king. Many people, I will not say who, believe that King Pythor has gone mad.
I did hear that he was stealing everyone's livestock and slaughtering them.
In any case, these matters are best discussed with the king himself, perhaps.
Fair enough. I do not mean to be quite so sharp of tongue. I just put people on edge when they are escorted by an armed party through a city. You know, doesn't make me feel very welcome or comfortable. So it affects my attitude.
Yeah, he just gives a nod and doesn't say anything the rest of the way.
Let's see this Mad King.
And yeah, you eventually are led to the palace. This place is quite large, larger than anything that you've passed so far. It is built, though, rather than what's the word I'm looking for? Rather than being built to show off, it doesn't have gauntly features. It seems like it was built more for practicality in terms of defense, which might make sense because King Pythor is the god of battle. And yeah, you are led through the main entrance, and pretty much straight away, you will enter into the throne room. And as soon as you enter the throne room, you see a drunk man who seems to be, well, he's attempting to fight one of the statues in the throne room, which lines the hall. The statue seems to be one of the 5 gods.
Is there anyone else around, or is it just this person?
There's many attendants, and they sort of whisper as soon as they see you enter. And as they begin to whisper, they withdraw from the room, leaving you alone with the drunk king.
Lume will call out very loudly, like metal heels clicking against the tiles. Hail, God King of Estoria.
He looks up. Oh. Oh. And then he has like a spear in hand. He just chucks it to the floor, and then walks up back to his throne, sits heavily upon it, holds his head in his hands, and he says, "You are the Oracle's chosen, yes?"
We are. Did you win?
Did you what? Sorry.
Did you win? And she'll wait for that awkward long pause and then gesture towards the statue that he was fighting.
He says, "No. No. I have lost. Please, let me tell you my woes."
Sure, why not?
Sure.
Before Pythor can continue, Kira brashly interrupts him and says, "Whatever your woes may be, drowning yourself in wine will not solve them," she scolds. "You have a duty to serve your people in these dark times. This wallowing does no one any good." King Pythor hangs his head at her harsh words. "That may be true, but what can be done? The oath of peace binds my hands, and now the Titans conspire to steal away my precious daughter Anora. Sister, perhaps these heroes you've come with can aid me."
Sister? She looks across at Kira with that, that expression of "Excuse me."
Hey, what?
Yeah, yes, it is not a coincidence I share the name Kira with Kira, the god of music.
Well, so those jibes about you never raising your hands to help, I take them back. I apologize. Please don't smite me.
No, it is fine. I agree. I have not been much help, but perhaps you can understand. It is not because I do not want to. It is because I cannot.
You're bound by this same oath.
Yes.
That makes sense. Fair enough. And this is then your brother Pythor, who you are scolding for being drunk. Right, family reunion.
As you say that, Pythor will look around and he will gaze to each of you one at a time. And then his focus stays on Lyra.
I look a little bit. Can you describe how he's looking?
It's an intense gaze.
Is it the same? I'm sure I recognize you stare that Kira was doing.
Yes.
Fucking hell.
It's like Kara. I'm just like kind of looking at Kara a little bit, just going, "What's going on here?"
At that moment, he speaks up and he says, I would recognize one of my children anywhere.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, my lord, but I think there must be a mistake.
No. No. You are my daughter. I have not seen you in so long.
Wait a minute. If I'm your daughter, then I pull out my lyre harp. Would you recognize this?
Yes. So long ago.
FYI, my mum's name is Helena, by the way.
Yeah. He will say, Helena. All those years ago.
And here I was thinking, you'd wanna fight us or kill us or something. No, we just have your daughter in our party. Yeah. Look, could we get some help?
Yes, that'd be very much appreciated. Well, both the party and myself, but I can explain that a little bit later. I am not being out of the game. I'm not being ransomed off. Thank you very much.
Said it was a ransom.
He will say, it is my other daughter, which is the reason for why I come to you for help.
We came to you.
Yes, and I thank you that I did not have to search for you, but I have been eagerly awaiting your arrival for weeks.
All right. So this is very awkward. You understand? This is very strange circumstance we're in. So you'll have to excuse the sassy nature of my tone. This is a lot. So she's your daughter, and you're drowning in wine because of another daughter that you care deeply about, but not so much about Lyra because you've never even met her. I'm a little confused on your values towards your family members.
He says, I saw Lyra. She was very young. Too young to remember seeing me. And it has been years for whatever reason. Since I have seen her or her mother.
So, as a god and the king, you, in all your infinite wisdom, decided that it was best she was raised without her father?
Well, to be honest with you, it was not all my choice.
She and Lume is like actively like frowning, scowling at him, like she's got a lot of opinions on proper parenting.
This week is just getting stranger and stranger.
Well,
I'm sorry, guys. I need to sit down for a little bit.
this is a lot all at once. Would you mind if perhaps we gave you some time to sober up a little, give us some time to wrap our heads around this little nugget of information and to get our heads around things, and we can maybe reconvene in a couple of hours and you can tell us of your woes, and perhaps we can move forward with a more cordial conversation.
He says, I'm not sure we have time. My request is of the utmost urgency.
Pythor?
Well, where
If
where is
I,
your daughter?
Well, she is safe for now. However, several weeks ago, the Order of Sidon sent a detachment of warriors here to Astoria with demands from the Lord of Storms himself. The Titan demanded that Anora, my daughter, should be chained to the rock of Estor amid the rushing waters of the Archelon River and left there overnight as an offering to Sidon. If the sacrifice is not accomplished, then the whole city will be razed to the ground by centaurs.
Malaka.
Okay. And I take it from this tone of this conversation that maybe you value the life of your daughter over the lives of all of your citizens.
I do not know what to do.
I mean, if it was my daughter, I would do my best to take the head off Sidon myself and spit in his face. But that's just me. Yeah, I think that's my children are worth more than me than anything else in the world. But I don't have the perspective of a god king, so
I would happily take down Sidon, but I cannot.
so what now?
This is
You intend for us to rescue your daughter for you and doom your people? You want to put all of those lives onto our shoulders? Is that what you propose?
I just need you to protect her.
So in fewer words, yes, that is exactly what you propose.
There has to be a way we can protect not just poor El, my sister, but maybe prevent the centaurs from attacking at the same time.
What's to say Sidon just doesn't raise the city anyway? You're really
Yeah.
going to trust him? Like,
Yeah.
you think that this Titan is going to let you live peacefully for the next 500 years because you offer one daughter? No, he'll just demand more. Instead of moping, you have so many options. And yet, you choose to pretend like you can do nothing about it. When actually, you can.
What has changed? We stand now in Astoria. Has this city not resisted the centaurs and cyclops for hundreds of years? Why now do you fear to fight back against such things? Why now do you cower behind a cup?
The city is weakening, and I do not find it a coincidence. Sidon has already starved us with the latest drought. The people are in discontent. And I know Sidon to make good on his threats. We can defend, perhaps, but it will mean the death of thousands.
What do you think will happen when this oath of peace comes to an end? Think Sidon and Lotharia are just going to play happy families and let everyone live in peace? When there is no magical compulsion to stay their hand?
True. Yes, you save the city from Sidon. What does he do? Sends his wife.
Well, are you not the chosen? Perhaps the answer to that problem is with you.
Indeed. And everyone that is at risk of falling under the hand of these monstrous deities should perhaps stand up and do everything they can to resist instead of slaughtering all of the livestock that could be feeding your people. Pythor, god of battle, should perhaps remember who he is.
He sort of just continues to look at his hands. I do not know who I am. I have lost so many. Anora will only be the latest one that will be taken from me.
When was the day? When was the day that you were told that she must be sacrificed by?
The next full moon.
How many days is that away?
Probably 10.
We have.
Where is your
10
daughter
days.
now?
I have locked Anora in the dungeons.
Oh, great parenting. Bravo.
Mm.
It is to prevent her from leaving the palace. As I don't know what will happen if she goes out there.
Did you ask her? Did you ask her what she wanted to choose?
She is resignated to her fate and will do anything to protect the city.
Then why is she in a cell?
I don't want her to die, damn it.
You don't seem to be fighting very hard to keep her alive either.
He is limited in what he can do. I'm sure if he could, he would go out and destroy the centaurs himself.
The oath of peace does not compel him to sacrifice his
But he should sacrifice the city for her.
These creatures have been coming at these walls for hundreds of years. There has never been peace between the people and the Cyclops and Centaur. It's just lessened. These stories go back for hundreds and hundreds of years. Sidon and Lutheria have done everything they can to destroy and crush everyone here. This is just the latest demand by evil, tyrannical overlords. And like was suggested before, once you yield something, they always demand more and more and more. Pythor just said this is the latest in a long string of things that he has lost. It is proof they will not stop taking, not until there is nothing left. If you don't stand up and fight to stop what is happening in its tracks and put an end to it, then everything is lost anyway. Suije.
So he
Aye.
looks up and he says, "Does that mean you will not be saving her?"
I didn't say that at all. One of the prophesized saviors is sister to someone that is demanded to be sacrificed. Apparently she is resigned to her fate, but perhaps she can be persuaded otherwise. What do you think, Lyra?
I think that's probably a good idea.
I don't know. Even if we made her change her mind, the city could be destroyed in the process. Wouldn't it be easy to deal with the centaur problem?
Well, either we talk to her or we find some way to buy the city time, and whether or not we train these people to fight back or evacuate.
The soldiers of Astoria are renowned to be extremely qualified. I'm not sure there's anything we could do.
Hmm.
Then we
That
should
may-
go.
That may not be enough, given what they might be up against.
Probably they can at least hold the line while we try and deal with the centaur problem. Perhaps I do not know much about these creatures. If they can be persuaded, we could try. If not, we could solve it another way.
might me look into the history of why they're so aggressive with this place. Maybe then we can find the clue as. Maybe then we can find the clue as to what can be done.
So we have 10 days. 10 days to
Yeah.
find the solution. Is that right?
Yep, 10 days to find a solution, or yeah, well, bye another family member for me, it seems.
If we have 10 days, then you can certainly give us some time to clean the stink of horse shit and travel out of our clothes and give your other daughter some time to decompress the information that you've dumped on her shoulders.
Of course. And he will call some servants in, and yeah, they'll be waiting to lead you to some rooms in the palace, should you need
Take them to the most comfortable dungeon.
it. Yeah, he will also probably say something when Lyra mentions another family member. He will say, another family member. What do you mean, child?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
So earlier you said another family member gone for me. Was that in character?
Yeah,
Yeah, he'll say, what do you mean?
my mother. It was only very recently she was taken. I only caught a glimpse of it, but it was a green dragon.
Uh,
She was.
when you say green dragon, he gets up in a full rage. And he slams down with his fist onto the throne, causing it to crack slightly. Green dragon?
Yes. Wait, you know that? You know this? You know what this? You know this Malacca?
That green dragon is the bane of my existence. Hexia.
And Hexia took my mum that night. It took my mother that night. I need to get her back. I promise you. I will try and reunite our family.
I know that Hexia dwells somewhere in the Forgotten Sea. Unfortunately, I
God, where it was.
I do not know. I cannot be any more specific than that. I have not been able to find the exact location.
And then, just out of character, would I have like some sort of thing to do with the luck blade, or
Um,
like would I have like a chunk of it on me, or?
no, you wouldn't have any on you. But you would like the way that you know about the great weapon is through the prophecy. I think, yeah, through the prophecy that the oracle gave you.
Hmm. I see. And she's and she's basically told me all the things I need to do, basically, aside from the main plot line. Like just a
Let me
question
check.
out of game.
You know what? Yeah, there's a whole bunch of information that I didn't give you, and this was meant to. Yeah, you know what? Let's flashback.
You
to when
suddenly
you were with the
remember.
Oracle. Yeah.
It's like,
So you're back with the Oracle.
Well,
Have-
you-
having
hang
an
on,
animus flashback, guys. Help.
just to interject for the sake of, I mean, if you want to just have sort of as like a secret or a mystery or just some information that you might want to feel like sharing in character, you could maybe talk about it like out of the game, so you have like things that you can reveal in character over time. I mean, as just an option.
Yeah, that could be. Yeah, we might not need to talk about it now, but maybe if you can give me those materials before the next session.
Yeah. Well,
That way
It-
it's not yeah,
no, this wouldn't be. I mean, it doesn't have to be a secret. It's not that. It's just like I was meant to give you. Oh, actually, I think you have the information already about what the Oracle would have told you. If you read through the demigod.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I've got all my tasks. Yep.
Yeah. Above that, there's like a paragraph, which I think the Oracle has already contacted you and given you a bunch of information. Like this is supposed to be before the. Actually, let's pause here.
So sorry, guys.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's my fault. I think I should have just studied it closely because I assumed it would be step at a time. And
You think the guide would like reference stuff or something, like in your version?
yeah, I think this is also I'll
Like,
talk about it.
if the demigod is with you, then say this or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
Because there's multiple paths, and not everyone from the, because that would be a huge campaign if it was all of the chosen.
yeah, they have it for
It's like a small of chosen.
They have it for some epic paths, but they didn't have it for demigod.
Okay.
Yeah,
Weird.
it's fine. So you know we'll just make it simple, like flashback. The Oracle's talking to you, and they're telling you, or she's telling you, that in addition to the 3 labors, you must find Pythor's last great love, defeat his greatest foe, and finish building his greatest weapons.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Okay. Flash forward to throne room, and we're back. We're back in the room.
I guess the question before we go back to the throne room is is that stuff that you would want our characters to know? Because like as
I
players
was
we know, but
I was going to after this interaction with Pythor, I was going to have like a conversation to say this. It just all makes sense now what the Oracle's been telling me.
I guess then
Yeah, we can roleplay
we'll
that
have
out
that
when we're
conversation when we
more,
do.
yeah, a bit more privacy when you've had time to unpack what Pythor's told your character.
Yeah, because for me, like I'm just thinking it from Lyra, like it's like I've had a big I've had a big information dump.
Yeah,
I'm kind of
100%.
out of it.
So are we pausing there, then?
Yeah. Well, let's conclude this scene properly. So at least we don't have to remember what this conversation was about. So I believe the last thing he said was he recognized a dragon, and then he told you that Hexia lives in the
Like the Forgotten or Forbidden Sea or something.
yeah, the Forgotten Sea.
That's the green. That green.
Yeah, that's the green dragon that. Well, yeah. Took Mummy Dearest away from me.
But do you bring up anything else, or this is a question for everybody as well, not just Lyra?
Yeah. No, I'm all good. Anyone else?
Oh, I do. All right, man. You want us to help your daughter. You want us to help the city. We need help. We have been attacked. We have been potentially killed. We have lost friends. We have seen children be turned into horrific creatures. There has to be some sort of support that you can give us if you're going to ask for all of this in return and put the fate of this city into our hands.
I do not have the power to fight against the Titans. It is literally impossible for me to do so. But perhaps I can help in other ways. What do you need?
The most important thing is that you do not touch our donkey.
Everyone's like deadpan staring at him.
Of course, yes. I will stop anyone from touching your donkey.
I think your daughter would also appreciate if you helped her a little. Like the one in this room, the one that you just told that she was your daughter. Like, you could probably help her. I don't know.
Explanation.
Sorry, I'm just wheezing a little bit.
Perhaps maybe spend some time explaining why she's had to grow up without you in her life, why you've kept it a secret, the little details. This is not a discussion we should be privy to. I'm just suggesting maybe you invest some time in your other children as well and get everyone on the same table, so to speak. Yeah.
Lysandra's going to turn to Lyra and be like, how old are you?
25.
Okay, cool. You got 25 years. 25 years to make up for. I guess it. I guess Lysan is gonna like lean into this and just try and basically just try and get whatever he can out of this. We need lodging, we need weapons, we need armor, we need answers.
And yeah.
I guess Lysander will hold up the almost like a flying fox, or like like holding it by its like back legs, and be like, I don't know what this is, but this will follow me everywhere. And Lysander will turn to Lume and be like, she's looking for her family. Like we all have what's going on. It's not easy for any of us. So anything that you can do for us is beneficial.
He will say, actually, well, if you need armor and weapons, perhaps you should speak to my father, Vulcan.
Vulcan? Is he in the city? Like, who is that?
You will find a forge in the middle of the city. It will be hard to miss. It is a hole. It is a hole. You will find Vulcan there. He may be able to help you with that at least.
Oh, that's right. It was Mithras and Vulcan, and they had the 3 children: Pythor, Kyra, and Bellis.
And then I guess after all of these like very like superficial like requests, I guess like I don't really know what Asta would want, so I can't really speak for you, but I guess Lysander will go pensive for a moment, like after, you know, speaking of like weapons and stuff, and then will recite part of the prophecy Oracle has told us. You must shape the silver fires of the Lost Forge in order to craft the tools that you will need. You must claim the mighty weapons wielded against the Titans by the first Dragonlord. Could he help us with that?
Well, the Mithril Forge that was used to construct the gods' weapons in the First War, and my father will know all about that.
Weapons be able to help us against the centaurs, or do you believe trying to do something with the army is a fool's errand?
It is definitely one avenue. Speaking to the centaurs, the Order of Sidon I don't know if they would have any flexibility. You could talk to them. But
Maybe not so much directly. I mean, why does it have to be your daughter? I mean, is it just to get back at you personally? Is it something Sidon wishes?
I have no doubt this is just a personal vendetta.
Well, what about something else? I don't know. Is there something equal to your daughter? I know that sounds horrible, but if there's another option, maybe, I don't know.
I don't know for sure, but I think that the order would just demand another human to replace in exchange for my daughter.
Do you know how they are sacrificed?
We are to take the sacrifice and chain them to the rocks along. It's called the Rock of Sacrifice, aptly named. Along the river Archelon. From there, they will be attacked by the creatures of Sidon and eventually swallowed by the water.
So we couldn't if we tried to intervene with that. I'm assuming the city would be attacked.
Well, the terms only specify that we attach the sacrifice to the rock and wait until the sun rises. If the sacrifice leaves, that is when the city will suffer the wrath of Sidon.
Doesn't mention about anyone remaining close by, and perhaps if we strike down whatever creatures are to attack your daughter, I mean, no pact or oath has been broken if she's stayed chained to this rock the whole time, correct?
So that's true.
You have a point there.
Of course, it would mean sending 2 of your daughters into harm's way, but if it could solve this without any harm coming to the citizenry, I can't speak. Citizenry, that's the word. Would this not be better?
If you are sure you can succeed, otherwise, we may just be sending everyone to their deaths.
Well, perhaps with your father's help and maybe a bit of research, if these sacrifices have happened before, if we can figure out what creatures they could potentially send, that could give us the advantage in the fight.
We should see if we can get a scroll of water breathing or something to that effect.
Isn't it on a river?
Yes.
Mm.
I suspect Sidon intends to flood the river, perhaps. But if she can breathe the water, that would make keeping her alive much easier.
Well, we do have 10 days. I mean, like, say we could speak to his father and do the research. Perhaps the quietest scroll of breathing under the sea, as you say?
If it
Forge something in which she could remain safe, like a like capture the entire area in a bubble of metal or something. Retain the area within.
like a reed or something that sticks out of the water.
Just go Naruto on it.
Yes.
Ignore the bamboo in the river, even though it's not native to this region.
Okay, papyrus. But no, I see what you're getting at. Maybe the Forge Master can help us with such a contraption.
Well, it is his granddaughter, so I will hope
Yes.
so.
Indeed. I mean, something at least. Yes, it is. It's probably there's always information. I mean, I've heard of this place where all information lives, so it must live there.
Library?
Yep.
Yes, I think that's what you told me it was.
And then, would it be wise if maybe I help provide morale to the town, given both the fact I'm related to this, given the fact that I'm related to Pythor and the fact that I'm also a bard? Could that help if I help in that way?
I think perhaps the nervousness of this city is driven by its owner and the decisions being forced upon them. I'm not certain entirely how it will affect the response. What if they get it in their heads that's maybe one daughter could replace the other?
Fair enough.
That was why I believe the king might have been keeping his daughter in the dungeon. Make it seem like he's at least going to do what Sidon wishes, otherwise the people could turn against him.
Yeah. So we all have to agree that anything about me being any relations has to be kept secret
At least until this
is done.
issue is dealt with. Yeah, I think that is wise.
It's just us and the king here, and I don't think he's going to say anything.
No, I don't think he's that sort of. He wouldn't do that.
Inside checks. Gives he like 12 dice roll.
Yeah. If you're looking over at the king, like as you're chatting with each other, he's both looking depressed, as like one moment he's thinking about his daughter, and then the next moment he goes, Hexia, and he's shaking his fist in the air.
On!
A full anime rage.
Well, perhaps I'll leave my own questions until, we've dealt with this own situation, but your father's place sounds the easiest to get to. Perhaps we should go there first. I mean, the weapons could take time for them to manufacture.
Yes, and then maybe, depending on if we learn what creatures, maybe forge devices like traps or something. Something give us an advantage.
That's a good idea if it's particularly a beast. Well, I honestly don't know what Sidon would use. Could be anything, really. Is there anything unusual about the rock? I mean, have you sacrificed people there before?
It's called the sacrificial rock.
Usually we sacrifice one of the animals there.
Anything unusual about the animal? Like, do you go back to look like? Is there a carcass or?
It is usually swallowed by the water.
Ah.
By the time we look, we come back.
Perhaps we could also take a trip to the sacrificial rock, and maybe there's a trace or something. We could also do that.
Yeah, if it is a beast, it will surely would have left a claw mark or something. But if
Yes.
it's something else.
Or if, like what Lamar said, is correct, if the river just rises and washes them away, I mean, there might be signs of erosion or something.
Either way, it's probably best that we leave. Take some time to work this out.
Yeah.
Talk with the forge master, visit the libraries, clean up, get the stink of the road off us. I have a lot to think on, a lot to do. And it does not look like Pythor is in much of a mood to speak further. He seems to be raging about this dragon.
Yeah, there's not much.
She's saying this
to get
quietly
out.
to the people next to her, not
Yeah.
loudly.
He seems like a bit of a dick, right, guys?
Just out of character, I thoroughly enjoyed being a sassy bitch to the fucking God King.
Hey, that's my daddy you're talking about.
What you gonna do, smite us? Oh shit, he could smite us.
Yeah, he probably could smite us.
Worth it.
Oh wait, no, he'd
Worth it.
probably smite you guys. I mean, I might be told just to go to my room or something.
You go to a
You're
prison
grounded.
cell.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go
I'm
to
gonna-
your underground room.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
get to meet my sister.
So what are you in here for?
Let's leave it there then.
Yes.
When
Before
we're a
we
bit
go
over
too
time.
far off track.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So we'll pick it up. I guess either straight away or we can like fast forward a bit next week.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, thanks for that, guys. Yeah. Sorry, there was a whole bunch that I probably should have organized ahead. I didn't read it thoroughly, so especially the stuff with Lyra's epic path.
And if there's something else you missed, I'm sure you'll probably find it during the week anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know, maybe in that case it's probably not. I'd probably say we don't skip ahead in the next session. We pick up where we are, and
Yeah.
then yeah, that'll give us also in-game time to figure out what the hell we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you for the session, guys.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks for
you.
that, guys. Thank you for. Yeah, I had a really wonderful time here, guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it was really enjoyable. It's lovely to meet you, and welcome to the gang.
Oh yeah.
Malacca gang for life.
Malakas. I've literally never heard